Okay, before I get started trying to explain how to do this, the tools you're going to need are going to be a T25, which is Torx, kind of a little blurry there. T25. You're going to need a T15. You're going to need a socket that is 18 millimeter socket with an extension and a breaker bar of some sort, because that's this for the nut that holds the steering wheel on. It's pretty tight, and you're gonna need, you know, a small precision screwdriver, or it could be, you know, a little knife or anything to get inside of a little button here. We're gonna have to pop out for this airbag. A regular flathead screwdriver as well. So, oh yeah, in addition to that, you're gonna need some wire cutters. You're gonna need some wire cutters because there's the wiring harness that goes around that holds this thing in is zip tied in. So what you're gonna need to do is you're gonna need to take out, I've already done this already, so I kind of just stuck it back together for this video. You're gonna need to take off this this knee guard here that goes under the steering wheel here. There's two screws in it. They are the larger T25, so you take them out, get them out of your way, but you're gonna need to pull these grommets that go around your stocks out first. You just pop them out of the way, so when you take those screws out, this piece just pops right out of there. So once you do that, then there's actually two holes underneath the steering wheel that the T25 will go into, and when you put the T25 into the hole, which is located under here somewhere, I can't really see it from this point of view, you're going to go in at an angle. You go in at an angle, and then you unscrew the screw that's in there. The screw don't come out, it stays in there. Rotate the steering wheel around and do it again on the other side. Once you do that, then put down some of these tools here. I don't really do YouTube videos. I think this is my first one. Once you do that, the airbag will pop right out of there. It does have a wire that hooks to it. It can be a little tricky to get that out. It took me a minute to figure it out. But this is where you're going to need that precision screwdriver. You take your precision screwdriver and, you know, I don't know what the tech specs are on this thing. I got the truck turned off. I've taken it off a couple times. It hasn't blown up on me, but you may want to disconnect the battery, but I'm a little crazy. So you take your precision screwdriver and you stick it under this little orange tab, whatever color you have, it should be the same, and you just pull it up. And once you pull it up, it unlocks it, and you're just going to wiggle it a little bit to get it to come out. But like I said, it's a little tricky to get it out of there. So just give it a little wiggle. Yeah, see, it just pops right out, right? I had the same difficulty getting it out in the first, because I wasn't sure how it came out, but it just popped straight out. Yeah, it's real easy, right? So, okay, well, let's see if we can simplify this real quick here. Let's take this flathead screwdriver and just stick it under here, and see if we can just pop it out of there. It should just pop right out. Let's get under it. Yeah, there we go. Just get under it, and it just pops out of there. It's not, yeah, it just has little clips. It's kind of blurry, really blurry, but so it just kind of snaps in pretty much. That's what holds it down. So once you get that out of there, then you can take this airbag out of the way, and then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to come in here, and these wires are kind of just stuck down in here. You pop them out. They're in little rubber sleeves, and you're going to want to disconnect it. I've already got it started. You just push this down, this just pushes down, and then the plug will pop right out of there. So you can do this in either order you want. You can do this after you take the bolt out, but it doesn't really matter. So then this is where you take your 18, I believe it was 18 millimeter, and break this thing loose. It turns regular counterclockwise to loosen it. Loosen it all the way up. Take it out. I had a mechanic tell me to make a mark on this, so that way you put the steering wheel back in the same place. However, this steering wheel, I made a mark just in case, but the steering wheel only goes on in one direction because it has a little notch in here built onto the steering wheel that has to line up with that notch inside the steering column. So once you do that, you just give it a little wiggle on both sides. I'm gonna have some difficulties here because I'm using one hand and my knee, but you just give it a little bit of wiggle and it'll start getting loose, and it'll just pop right out of there. And just make sure your wires go down through your hole here, and we'll be right back. Okay, yeah, I needed 2 hands for that, but so yeah, so it just pops right off. And then here are your wires that hook into your, I believe what they call it is a clock spring. Here's the root of the problem. I've verified it already. I took this thing apart more than I was supposed to just to make sure it was actually broken, and it was very broken. So now you're going to just take your smaller of the 2 torques, the T15. Take the T15. Well, let's hang on just a second. You're going to need the bigger one, the T25. Because I learned this the hard way a little while ago. Is that the turn signal indicator, the auto cancel, is over the clock spring and it won't allow it to come out. So you're going to want to remove the 2 screws over here that hold this indicator on. Once you remove those 2 screws, then this just slides out of the way here. It just comes completely off like that. That's actually the first time I took it off. I didn't take it all the way off the first time. I just slid it back out of the way. So we'll just get it all the way out of the way. And so now you can use your T15, and you can go in here and take out these 3 screws. There's going to be the one on the top, the one on the left, and then the one on the bottom right down here at about the 5 o'clock position. So you just take all them out. Once you have all those 3 screws out, this will lift out after you unhook the wire. I forgot that part. So what you're going to want to do next now is you're going to want to go down here, and underneath here is a wire. So you're going to want to cut those clamps or clips first. Let me see if I can get some light on here. There we go. There's 2 zip ties here. I already cut them. I'm holding this in here, so you're going to cut this one, and then there's one back here somewhere. You just cut those 2 zip ties, being careful not to cut the other wires, so that way you can get more access to this. And then you're going to take your flathead screwdriver, and you're going to stick it in between this yellow clip here, and you're just going to pop this clip out. It doesn't come all the way out, I don't think. I didn't take it out all of the first time. And once you do that, it just comes unplugged. Easy peasy, just like that. Okay, so once you do that, which I forgot about, the wire is loose, and now you just remove your clock spring. You just give it a little wiggle because it's kind of pressed on. It does have a position. It has a notch in it right down here that matches this notch, and so it won't turn as it's coming off. Just wiggle it, and off it comes. There you go. There is how you get the clock spring off, and it's actually a ribbon that's wrapped around inside of this device here. You can take it apart. It's not meant to be taken apart, but I took mine apart to find out what was wrong with it, and apparently it was not set correctly when it was installed. It even has directions right here on top of the housing that says to recenter it, rotate it, blah 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 blah. And I'm assuming this was not done when it was installed, because the ribbon had actually flipped around inside there and basically bent it and broke it. So I'd been hearing a noise coming from the steering wheel. I wasn't sure what it was. I tried to WD-40 everything. That's why stuff's kind of shiny down here, because it was driving me bonkers hearing that little squeaky thing going on. So, but anyhow, it broke it. So that's how you get it off, and then just put a new one on. Easy, right?